Hey, this is Brian. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. Today we are really excited to introduce our new partnership with AWE Tuning. There he is. Hey, thanks for having us in today.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
You
too.
Got it. This is Jesse Kramer. He is the Vice President of Marketing for AWE. And he has graciously offered his time to allow us to come in and learn more about AWE and even go for a tour.
Yeah, let's go have some fun.
Let's go.
Show you around. The car at AWE Tuning is a precision engineering. We were founded in 1991 with a focus to really unlock performance in European vehicles. Now, in the last 12 months, we've entered into an entirely new market, which is domestic vehicles. So our vision as a company is to unlock performance. The goal of the company is to have an AWE tuning product on every single enthusiast car in the world. So what you're going to see here today is all of our fabrication facilities, all of our research and development, all the testing that happens to make sure that top quality products go from this facility, 33,000 square feet, to end consumers around the world. This area here, it's going to look a little bit like a general installation area, but in reality, 99% of what we do here at AWE Tuning goes out on a truck every day. So what you're seeing is really 5 R&D lifts, and of course our in-house race car.
Right, you have a race car.
Yeah, you gotta have a race car. So right here is the new 991. We're working on the 991.2 actually. We're working on a high flow cat exhaust product. We've done very well with our Porsche line, the 991.2 in particular. And this new product is going to help to enhance that catalog as well. But here's R&D in action. Nikki's now working on prototype system. It'll be right there in some measurements. And this should be coming out within the next 30 to 60 days.
Jesse, what do we have over here?
Yeah, so what we have here is not a production welding cell. What it actually is a prototyping welding cell. So basically what's going on here is a member of the R&D team is working on a prototype product, and then he can roll directly between the prototyping bench and the vehicle to produce products in a much faster, more efficient way than having to go back and forth between the production bench.
So nobody likes it when you buy a part and it doesn't fit. Can you tell me about the AWE fitment guarantee?
Yeah, so you would think that every part for every aftermarket manufacturer would just fit.
Exactly.
But they don't. So AWE Tuning has created a fitment guarantee, and one of the ways that we're able to actually back that up is with our perfect precision fixtures. And that's what you're looking at here. This is called the fixture farm. So we have fixtures as far as the eye can see, and then a mezzanine back there with even more fixtures. And basically these fixtures allow us to ensure that anytime any product is going on a car, it's going to fit perfectly. So these take 30, 40 times as long to make as an actual exhaust. But in the end, they touch all the key touch points underneath the car so that if a product fits in our fixture, it's going to fit on the car every single time. Our gripper bender. Basically, this is a key part of the AWE Tuning fabrication line. It allows us to bend our products in an incredibly efficient way. So prior to this, there were welds throughout the exhaust and things like that. Still handcrafted, still precision, but not necessarily as efficient to build. So this is taking some of our exhausts from build times of hours down to as short as 37 seconds to make certain parts of an exhaust. Let's take a look at what this thing actually can do.
Can you tell us about her?
So Abby is our ABB robotic cutter. And Abbey has basically allowed us to take some products that took as long as 8 minutes to cut and pull together down to about 30, 40 seconds. You can imagine the efficiency increases that come with Abbey on our production line. Let's take a look at that in action. Awesome. Our drone canceling solution. So basically it allows an exhaust to flow freely right through there while also canceling out all the drones right around that 2000 RPM mark. So it's free flowing and there are 2 strategically placed holes in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But those holes are moved around based on the application. So the entire fabrication floor actually uses iPads for their build books. So this has created an incredible amount of efficiency. So as a welder or a prep person is putting a product together, they scroll through the build book and they determine how to assemble a particular part. Now what this allows us to do is if there's any change whatsoever to any part at any given time, they make a note right in the system, boom, right to the central server, and the next person that goes to build the product is ready to do it in a perfect, accurate, precise way. John is now looking through a product build book right now, getting ready to complete a BMW exhaust system right there. What we have here is our staging area. Basically, this is where you're going to see products that are ready for boxing, whether it's a Touring Edition exhaust, a louder track edition exhaust, one of our valve switch path exhausts, and it crosses all the makes. Porsche, Volkswagen, Audi, McLaren, Bentley, BMW, Mini, Mercedes, Ford Mustang, and as of yesterday, the Ford Focus line. So all of the products that are going to go out the door or go around the world, they're all staged right here, right before they go into the fulfillment center, and then out the door.
All right, now I can probably guess what this department is.
Yeah, I bet you can. So this is shipping, packing and shipping. So this is a key part of our process, right? So these are the people that pick and pull all the components of our handmade precision exhausts, intakes, intercoolers, get them into boxes, and get them out to the 75 countries that we distribute to. So as you can see here is our packing operation. These are pallets ready to go out around the world. So right here we've got a V8 S4 track system. Right here we've got a Mark 7 GTI touring system. Over here it's V8 downpipe. Over here another V8 S4 system. So as you can see, these products are packed, ready to go. Really not a lot of single piece orders. Most of our distributors, whether they're in Maryland, all the way to China, these distributors are stocking product. Again, 75 countries. We have about 800 active dealers around the world. So it's truly a global operation, and it's all coming right out of this stock right here.
Now we've seen a lot of great makes and models, but by far the most important exhaust here is that one over here, right?
Yeah, I think this might be an important one. Oh, yeah, this one. Now, of course, every single AWE tuning exhaust comes with a bow on it.
This just happens to be the N55 exhaust. This is the Touring Edition from AWE with the Performance mid-pipe, which will be going on my car, so stay tuned for the installation video on that as well. So we've seen all of the prep and all of the welding. Is this how they come in?
It is. So we get shipments from U.S. source steel manufacturers locally, and basically these are exhausts to be. This is P304 stainless steel, the good stuff. This is where all of our exhausts start, and they hopefully end up on cars around the world. Moment of truth, I mean, this is where it all comes together. So our product vision is to unlock performance, right? You've heard me say that a couple times.
Yep.
Every single product we make, it's not aesthetic, although it looks good. It's not meant to just sit there. It's meant to actually increase torque or increase horsepower. And the way that we test that is on our all-wheel drive Mustang dynamometer. This is really a key part of the R&D process. Every product we release is going to go through this thing, through this process. It's a moment of truth. It's how we know if our products are unlocking performance.
So is this the new S4?
It is. This is the 2018, B9 S4. So the V8 S4 was a runaway hit for us, but the V9 S4 we're really excited about. Audi's come out with 3 variants this time, the B9 S4, the B9 S5, and then also the B9 S5 Sportback, all of which are already getting a lot of traction in the market. So we're about 30 days out right now from releasing an entire exhaust line. Then after that, it'll be a full carbon fiber intake line and an intercooler. So the turbo setup gives us a lot of headroom. It's going to be a great line. We're super psyched. All right, so right now we're in the office environment. It's about 6,000 square feet, and this is where all sales, marketing, content production, video development, all that kind of good stuff is happening. We happen to be walking by the president's office right now, Todd Sager.
What's going on?
All right, Todd,
here?
thanks for having us today.
Thanks for coming by.
No problem. So Todd, can you tell us a little bit about the history of how AWE started?
Sure. Started extremely humble 26 years ago. After college, thought I'd take a little time off and find myself. Ended up taking a trip around the country for a year in a 72 camper van.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Didn't anticipate that it'd be a full year. So a full year on the road basically teaches you how to work on engines and suspensions and transmissions.
Especially that one.
Yeah. So got a little bit of hands-on experience through the whole camper van era, and after that I decided to see if I could make it go at it professionally, and 26 years later we're, I guess, doing it professionally.
Awesome. You built quite the empire here.
Yeah, it was organic with the way that the kind of the European aftermarket grew in the United States, but as that grew, we grew. And sure enough, we just kept pace with what the European market did. And then when we finally decided to take it up big time, now we're expanding into other makes and models, American
Awesome.
cars, Japanese, so forth.
Yeah, it's always great to see.
Well, yeah, it's definitely been quite the wild ride.
Awesome. Well, again, thanks so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks again for coming by.
What do we have going on over here?
Yeah, so this is Andrew, our industrial designer. Andrew is currently doing some scanning with our ferro arms. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he's up to.
How you doing? What we actually use this instrument for is to actually scan and verify that our products match factory, so that we can get as close to factory fitment as possible. And then once we have good geometry for creating these parts, we'll then bring that into SolidWorks, create a rough prototype, and then the rest of our R&D department will actually be responsible for fitting them up to a car for both fitment and sound evaluation.
So Jesse, earlier in the day you were telling us about AWE's mission to have continual improvement. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
So what we have here is an intake that is doing very well in the market, but what we realized is that what the consumer really started to want was the ability to have a little bit more sound coming out of the product. So as you know, an intake is really there to create additional heat shielding as well as additional power, of course. But what's really emerging is the need to hear the intake a little bit more. So what we're creating now is a product that we're still working on a name. We'll call it a convertible right now. But there's the ability to actually take a piece of the intake off to reveal a little bit of extra noise. So this is an example of continual improvement. A successful product, doing great, but we're gonna keep going to make it better, make the consumer happier. Now this also is an example of our 3D printing and prototyping process. So what you have here is a 3D printed prototype, and what this allows us to do is actually test fitment and even initial dyno testing before producing a final product. So with a vision to unlock performance, we have to always make sure that every single product is either increasing torque or increasing horsepower. So as this prototype right here is put on the car, we test for power, and then once we verify that, we move on to the next stage, which is carbon fiber production, and that's what you see here with our S-Flow intake line. This will be released very soon, and this is the Generation 2 intake.
All right, so I think I know what happens in this room, but why don't you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, well, there is some eating that happens in this room, but really the main point of this room is this is a collaboration area where the people from the office, sales, marketing, finance, admin can really come together and chill with the fabrication team.
great to learn more about the history of AWE. And thanks for the grid tour, and it's amazing how much effort and work goes in there, and the continual improvements. And we look forward to working with you more hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely, and most importantly, enjoy that exhaust.
Awesome, will do.
All right, man.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Have a good one.
See ya.